Good morning, Salisbury. My name is William Schnuckle, and today we're talking about the Middle East, or more specifically, 4 countries within the Middle East. Now, these 4 countries are Saudi Arabia, Qatar, the UAE, or the United Arab Emirates, and Kuwait. These 4 Middle Eastern countries all sit on the western shores of the Persian Gulf, and they're home to over 50 million people. 35 of those 50 million people all come from Saudi Arabia, and even though it has the highest population of these 4 countries, it is mostly uninhabited desert land, and it is home to the Rab al Khali Desert, which is the largest sand mass on Earth. Qatar has the smallest population with roughly 3 million people, followed by Kuwait with roughly 4 million people, and then the UAE with roughly 10 million people. All 4 of these countries are predominantly Muslim, and Saudi Arabia has the highest percent of practicing Muslims amongst these 4 countries, with a percentage of 93%. The lack of percentage in the other 3 countries can be seen with a higher Christian population than Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia also has the largest GDP of these 4 countries, with a GDP of $833 billion in 2020, while Kuwait had the smallest GDP with $105.96 billion in 2020. Qatar has the lowest unemployment rate of these 4 countries, with a very low unemployment rate of only 0.3%, while Saudi Arabia, being on the top of all these other lists, is the highest unemployment rate with 7.4%. We chose to bring the Keurig to Saudi Arabia. We chose Saudi Arabia for many important reasons. We chose it because coffee is a symbol of hospitality in Saudi Arabia. We also wanted to allow them to make their coffee with quick timing and no mess. And we thought that the economic positioning of Saudi Arabia made it a great choice with the highest GDP among our 4 countries, with a GDP of $833 billion in 2020. We would use an adaptive approach to bring exactly what the people of Saudi Arabia want. Since it's culturally vast compared to the Western cultures, but they still enjoy coffee, we thought we could take the ease of the Keurig to Saudi Arabia and tweak it a little bit in order to make it exactly what the Saudi customers would like. This could be done easily by using co-branding with an established coffee maker in Saudi Arabia to give us a competitive edge in the Saudi market. Now I'm going to hand it over to Cameron.
Good afternoon, and thanks for having me today. We're going to talk a little bit about Keurig in Saudi Arabia. So the entry strategy they're going to be using is joint venture. This matches best with the company and the product as well as the country. According to the International Trade Administration, they stated that Saudi partners are seeking joint ventures with foreign firms serving as agents or distributors. It's just one reason that a joint venture is in our better option. Relationships are very important. With a joint venture, you team up with an already well-established brand and just bring the product and brand with us. Joint venture will help establish the trust that is so important in that market. Original goal of ours would be to start a joint venture with the Zizia Panda, the largest supermarket chain in Saudi Arabia. They sell a variety of goods, and they have over 124 supermarkets within Saudi Arabia. If you've ever seen like a Dunkin' or a McDonald's or anything inside of Walmart, that's what we'd want to do with Keurig inside of a Zizia Panda. So as for the segments they're targeting and the strategy and the positioning, we're going to use psychographic segmentation with a mix of demographic segmentation, more specifically lifestyle and age. So our segment, they're going to be at least 18. They're going to be the hardworking middle class. But realistically, they're going to be 23 to 40. You can be 90 years old and get used from this out of the product, but the target is 23 to 40 years old. They're in the age range where their lifestyle is either starting their career or they're well into their career. Like very, very busy, and in the time where they might be having a family. And so that's why 23 to 40 is the range we're mainly targeting. Other people will still see it, but we want to put most of our focus towards here. This mix of segment strategies, our target method will be multi-segment marketing, using differentiated global marketing. Different politics and culture will have a huge effect in the different messages. So we're positioning our product and brand as high quality and reliable. Main message we want to convey is that Keurig is convenient and reliable for everyday use, something that commuters can use quickly. Will benefit their lives because every morning they can have that quick cup of coffee and then be out the door. And up next, we will have Bryce to give his part.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Bryce reporting to you about our pricing strategy of Keurig going into the Middle Eastern and Saudi Arabia market. So we'll be implementing a flexible cost-based strategy. This will allow us to alter our prices if needed in order to respond to any changes in the local market conditions or demand. We want to be able to price our product high enough to make a profit, but low enough that it's still affordable. As far as our distribution channel, we'll be implementing a hybrid marketing channel by having customers buy our Keurig products directly from our website and also go into supermarkets as well. The reason we chose this channel is because normally, according to our research, the people of Saudi Arabia and the Middle Eastern countries, they enjoy going into the stores and buying their products. However, since COVID, there's been a significant spike of online shopping where it was almost non-existent before. Since COVID, 47% of people in the Middle East said they expect their online shopping frequency to increase over the year. So we look to take advantage of that and go with this distribution method. Now introducing next, Aiden.
So regarding advertisements for our Keurig, we chose to go down the social media route for our promotion strategy. We believe this is the correct pathway to promote the Keurig because social media is worldwide used at a very high percentage by consumers. With a total population of 35 million people, 93% of those use the internet, and the top 3 social medias that we will push ads on are WhatsApp, and they have 87%, Instagram with 78%, and Twitter with 71%. We chose to use these 3 because they are the highest social media platforms, and we will allow to grab the attention of most consumers possible using these platforms. Overall, why we think Keurig will succeed, because Saudi Arabia is the largest of these 4 countries and has the highest GDP at $833 billion. Knowing that the coffee market is largely growing in Saudi Arabia and is commonly known as a sign of hospitality in our region, we chose to use our adaptive approach and a joint venture market strategy, which will allow us to fit the needs of Saudi Arabians and what exactly they are looking in for a coffee maker, and will lower our risk of failure. We plan to join with Azizia Panda, which is the most trusted and largest supermarket chain, and will immediately help us give trust into the eyes of our local consumers. We also chose the target market from 23 to 40, which will allow us to hone in on the market that drinks the most coffee and will get the most use out of our coffee maker. Regarding pricing, knowing that we won't have much competition, we can set our price to make good profits while also using a flexible cost-based strategy, which will allow us to alter our pricing if needed to respond to any changes in the local market conditions or demand. And we plan to sell in a hybrid channel, which will be online and in local stores. This will allow us to reach most of the consumers. So taking in all of these factors in total, we do not see a way that our product can fail and are very excited to launch.